Nothing material is in the seed. It belongs to the zero universe of mind desire. Earth, water, fire, air, space, consciousness, elements of nature. Consciousness is immaterial, non-physical, subtle element and corresponds to the primordial clear light mind substance, forming the basis from which the other, grosser elements manifest and on which they rest. Each element corresponds to a type of particle fields, the most subtle of which space particle fields constitute the smallest building blocks of matter, and create the space between the manifested grosser particle fields. These space particle fields are intimately linked to the origin of our universe, eons of formation in which particle fields join together, followed by eons of endurance and eons of disintegration. The periods in between these cycles are empty eons, what modern science refers to as contraction of space in a black hole. During empty eons the basic elements exist merely in potential form. In this period only space particle fields exist, consisting of a trace of the grosser elemental particle fields of a universe which are no longer joined together, in which the ordinary laws of physics no longer apply. An empty eon ends when, by the force of winds of karma from the actions of animate beings of previous eons, an impulse occurs for the subatomic particle fields once more to coagulate and for ordinary physical laws to take over again. Thus the space particle field of a particular universe during its empty eon is somewhat like a supercondensed kernel of its matter from which its next phase of expansion grows. Whatever unfolds from the seed to become a part of the visible universe, simultaneously refolds into its seed to disappear into the invisible universe. As every body unfolds from its seed it refolds back into it. The motion picture of nature's thought waves which are being projected from the seed of us change their patterns over 700 billion times each second at the speed of thought. Not one particle of us is older than 1/700 billionth of a second. Every creating body forever repeats the pattern of its beginning but adds to it constantly as desire for addition increase. After millions of years of repeated unfoldings the various patterns thus developed from desires to live on the earth, or in the air, or in the seas, give to creation the types and species which we are familiar. Each species constantly records every additional desire and every thought and action in its invisible source. These recordings take place billions of times every second. The seed pattern constantly changes, it is constantly added to. All phenomena, from the beginning down to the present, are in nature and aspect empty and tranquil, without bigness or littleness, without birth or extinction, not abiding, not moving, neither advancing nor retreating, but like vacant space, without any dualism. Clearly perceive that all phenomena, never abiding from one instant to the next, are constantly being born anew and passing into extinction, and then they will immediately perceive the true aspect of birth, abiding, change, and extinction. The subtle and wonderful meaning of this profound, unsurpassed great vehicle. You should understand that by doing so you can benefit many people, assure peace and joy to human and heavenly beings, and rescue living beings from suffering. This is in truth great pity and compassion. This sutra may be likened to a single seed from which grow hundreds, thousands, 10,000s of other seeds, and from each of these seeds in turn grow more seeds numbering in the hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, so that they keep on increasing in this way until they become immeasurable. This sutra is like this. From a single law grow hundreds and thousands of meanings, and from each of those hundreds and thousands in turn grow more, numbering in the hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, so that they keep on increasing in this way until there are an immeasurable, boundless number of meanings. That is why this sutra is called Immeasurable Meanings. The first is that this sutra can cause bodhisattvas, compassionate beings, who have not yet conceived the desire for enlightenment to conceive such a desire. It can cause those who are without compassion or benevolence to nurture compassionate minds. It can cause those who delight in killing and slaughter to nurture minds of great pity. It can cause those filled with envy and jealousy to nurture minds of joyful acceptance. It can cause those who are begrudging and attached to things to nurture minds capable of relinquishing. It can cause those who are close-fisted and greedy to nurture minds of almsgiving. It can cause those of abundant arrogance and pride to nurture minds that uphold the precepts. It can cause those much given to wrath and anger to nurture forbearing minds. It can cause those who are indolent and lazy to nurture minds of diligence. It can cause those who are scatterbrained and disordered to nurture minds devoted to meditation. It can cause those with much ignorance and folly to nurture minds of wisdom. It can cause those who are not yet capable of saving others to nurture minds set upon saving others. It can cause those who practice the 10 evil acts to nurture minds devoted to the 10 good acts. It can cause those who delight too much in the conditioned to strive for minds fixed on the unconditioned. It can cause those whose minds are given to regression to cultivate minds of non-regression. It can cause those given to outflows to nurture minds free of outflows. It can cause those with many earthly desires to nurture minds that cleanse and extinguish such desires. While they are still at the stage of ordinary persons, while they are just beginning, they will find themselves naturally capable of committing themselves to countless asankhayas of broad resolutions and great vows, demonstrating profound determination to save all living beings, exercising great compassion, rescuing multitudes far and wide from their sufferings, gathering to themselves a mass of good roots, and bringing enrichment and benefit to all. They will expound the moisture of the law, pouring it everywhere to water the dry and barren places. They will show themselves able to dispense the medicine of the law to living beings, bringing peace and happiness to all. Gradually they will come forth and ascend until they reside at the stage of the clouds of the law. The moisture of their favor will water all places, nothing will be outside their compassion. They will encompass all living beings who suffer, causing them to enter upon the Buddha path. And because of all this, these people will before long gain supreme perfect enlightenment. This unsurpassed great vehicle Immeasurable Meaning Sutra fully possesses great and marvelous supernatural powers such as these. It is worthy of unsurpassed veneration, for it can enable ordinary persons all to attain the stage of sage, leaving forever the realm of birth and death, they will all gain freedom. Therefore this sutra is called Immeasurable Meanings. It can cause all living beings who are still at the level of ordinary persons to put forth immeasurable shoots that will grow into the way of the Bodhisattva, to plant trees of benefits that will flourish, put out branches, and spread. Therefore this sutra is dubbed the possessor of inconceivable benefits and power. We should approach this sutra with profound feelings of respect, practice it as the law directs, inspire all beings far and wide, and propagate it with a diligent mind. At all times be industrious in its cause, guard it day and night, and enable living beings, each one of them, to enjoy the profits of the law. You will then in truth be showing great compassion and great pity. Use the transcendental power of your vows to guard and protect this sutra, and do not let it be impeded by doubt. In the time given us, we must without fail cause it to spread throughout our world, Jambudvipa, making certain that all living beings are able to see, hear, understand it, to read, recite, copy, and offer alms to it. Then as a result we ourselves will be able quickly to gain supreme perfect enlightenment. Nothing material is in the seed. It belongs to the zero universe of mind desire. Centering it is that point of desire of mind to manifest the idea of the oak. Around that centering soul are invisible states of motion known to chemists as the inert gases. That is all. These invisible inert gases are in gyroscopic motion upon planes which are at a 90-degree angle from the planes of rotation of such visible elements as carbon or silicon. The Supreme Personality of Godhead holds all the universes on its heads like seeds of mustard. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you, unto it, that Supreme Personality, who has thousands of hoods. Bu Mandalam, the huge universe, Sarshapayati, become like seeds of mustard, Yasya, of whom, Murni, on the head, Tasmai, unto it, Nama, obeisances, Bhagavate, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full with 6 opulences, Astu, may there be, Sahasra Murni who has thousands of hoods. This Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries,